Okay, this is page 14, and page 14 here we have question 17. Now, we're very close to the end. We've only got two more questions to go for paper 2, and towards the end we always have some very difficult questions. And this one, no doubt, I feel is quite a difficult question as well. Well, let's do it slowly and let's see how we can work it out. Okay? At first, box M had 18 pears and 42 lemons. So let's write this down. At first, we got box M, and we've also got box N. Okay, all right. So box M has 18 pears and 42 lemons. Box N has 36 pears and 50 lemons. All right. So in total, let's work out very quickly what the total fruits. Right. So total number of fruits, we have 18 plus 44, that's 60, right? And here we have 36 plus 50, we've got 86 fruits. Okay, so that's the total number of fruits in each of these boxes. Okay, now some lemons were moved. Now I'm going to use a different pen here. Some lemons were moved from M to N. So some lemons were moved in this direction here. Right? We don't know how many, and that's a variable. If we don't know something, just what algebra is all about is assigning numbers to letters. So we just call that A. Right? So A number of lemons were moved from box M to N. Okay? Now let's have a look at the next statement. And at the same time, some pears were moved from box N to M. Right? So some pears, these are the pears here, from N to M. Again, we don't know how many was moved, right? So let's call that B. Right? That's what algebra is all about, assigning numbers to letters. All right? In the end, okay, now in the end, box M and box N, okay, in the end, box M contains pears to lemons in a ratio of 3 to 4. Right? So 3 to 4, right? Which means that we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 3 to 4. All right. Now, for box N, contains pears to lemons in a ratio of 1 to 2. 1 to 2, which means that we got 1 pear for every 2 lemons. Okay? Right. Okay, so now let's work out some equations to understand what this is all about. Right? Equations basically says that one side should equal to another side. Okay, so I'm going to change color pen again to start the algebraic equations. Okay, now the first thing that we know is that in the end, M will have 60 minus A plus B. Okay, because originally at first you got 60, right? You got 60 at first. You take away some lemons, so minus A, right? And you add some pears, so plus B. Okay, so that's the first thing that we know. Let me just box that up. Right? Now what's the second thing that we know? Well, let's concentrate on pears here. Right? Let's concentrate on pears. So we have here 18 pears plus B. Okay, 18 pears plus B. Right? We're just looking at just pairs by itself. There's no need for us to put P or L because these are just attributes of what those numbers mean, right? So 18 plus B is equal to 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 out of altogether 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals 3 out of 7 of M. Okay, so in the end, because in the end you got 18, you got more than 18, you got 18 plus B. So 18 plus B is in a ratio of 3 out of 7 of what the total fruits will be in the end, which we've called M, right? And M here is 60 minus A plus B, right? Okay, so now let's multiply. Let's get rid of that denominator 7. So we multiply both sides by 7. Okay, so 7 times 18 is 126 plus 7b, right? So 18 times 7 is 126. B times 7 is 7b equals 3m. Okay, right? Now, let's write this down again. 126 plus 7b equals 3. We know that that's m, right? So let me put that in brackets. M, instead of saying 3m, we got 3 of these things here. 60 minus A plus B. Okay? Let me write this down again. 126 plus 7b equals 3 times 6 is 3 times 60 is 180. 3 times minus A. Okay, always remember every number has a sign before it. Alright, so it's 3 times minus A is minus 3A. 3 times positive B is positive 3B. Alright, every number or every letter, whichever it is, numbers or letters, has a sign before it. It's either positive number or negative number. Alright, okay, so we're just going to simplify this now. So we're going to bring the B's over to, well, bring all the letters over to the other side. Okay, all right, bring all the letters to the other side and bring all the numbers to this side here. Okay, so we got minus 3a, bring it across, we got plus 3a, minus 3b, right? That's plus, we bring it this side, becomes minus, and that plus 7b stays, equals 180. We bring this positive 126, becomes negative 126 on this side, right? And then we're going to simplify it. Okay, so here we have 7, well, let's start with the A, got 3a, and 7 minus 3b is plus 4b, okay, equals to 180 minus 126 is equal to 54. Okay, so now here we got our first equation, which is only A's and B's. Let's see if we can get another equation which is just only A's and B's. Right? And now let's focus on box N, and doing the same procedure for box N, same procedure as that. Hopefully we'll come up with another equation with only A's and B's in them. All right, let me change to red here. Okay, so same procedure, right? Same procedure, but this time we're looking at the 36, this number here, 36. Right? Okay, now we know, right? We know that n in the end is 86 plus a, right? So 86, in the end you have a added to it, and you have b taken away from it, right? So 86 plus a minus b, right? Now I'm going to box this. Okay, so you can see similar style, right? Similar style to what I've done. And now we're just going to look at this number here, 36, right? 36 minus b, right? 36 minus b is 1 out of 3, right? 3 in total, 1, 2, 3. 1 out of 3 of the final n. Okay, right? 36 minus b, that's 36, you take away b, will be in this ratio of 1 is to 2, which means 1/3 of n, right? Okay, so now we know what n is. So 36 minus b equals 86 plus a minus b, all divided by 3. We're going to multiply by 3 on both sides. So we get 108, 36 times 3. 36 times 3 is 108. Minus 3b, so minus b times 3 is minus 3b, equals 86 plus a minus b. Okay? Alright, so now we are going to just move things around a little bit. We are going to move the numbers to this side. Okay, so 108 minus 86 equals 3b plus a minus b. Okay, all right, so 106 minus 86, so 108 minus 86 is 22, so 22 is equal to 2b plus a, right? 3b minus b is 2b plus a. Therefore, a is equal to 22 minus 2b, right? And let me just box that up. So here we have another equation with just a's and b's. So we've got two equations and two unknowns with just a's and b's. We can solve it. We know what a is in terms of b. Let's plug a into that equation there, right, and work out what b is. So let me change color to green again, right? So 3a, that's a, 22 minus 2b plus 4b equals 54, right? 3 times 22 is 66. 3 times negative 2 is minus 6b plus 46 equals 54. Okay, we're going to bring the b's over to this side. Okay, and so that equals to 6b. Oh, sorry, that's not 46, that's 4b. Oh, just be very careful there. All right, be very careful. So I'm not going to do that. All right, let's simplify it first. 66. So minus 6 plus 4 is minus 2b equals to 54. Okay, right. Now bring the b over to this side. So that's 2b. And 66, bring the 54 over to this side, minus 54. Okay, so 66 minus 54 is 12. 12 equals 2b. Therefore, b is equal to 6. Right? B is equal to 6. Let me just write this properly. B is equal to 6 because that's important. All right. So if b is equal to 6, we also know that a is 22 minus 2b. So a is equal to 22 minus 2 times 6, which is equal to 22 minus 12, which is equal to 10. Okay, so a is equal to 10. So now we have solved that b is 6 and a is 10. Now let's go back to our original diagram here. We know that a is equal to 10, and a B here is equal to 6. Okay, so in the end, let's see how many pears and lemons we have in the end. All right, in the end, we got M, we got N, pears and lemons. All right, 36, we take away 6, right? Because B is 6, so we have 30 left. 18 plus 6, because we add 6 to it, so we got 24. All right, over here we had 42 originally. We're going to take 10 away because A is 10. We found what A is, and that's 10, so this would be 32. All right, and 50, we're going to add 10 because we added 10 to it. All right, okay, so that's 60. Okay, and that's your final answer here. All right, now let's have a quick read of the question again. The question says, in the end, how many lemons are there in box M? How many lemons in box M? This box M over here. How many lemons? The answer is 32. And 32 is correct. Okay. Next question, part B. In the end, how many more pears does box N contain than M? What's the difference in the number of pears? 30 minus 24 is 6. The difference in the number of pairs is 6. And that's the correct answer there as well. 6. Okay. A very difficult question in my opinion. And if you take it step by step, understand, read the question carefully, and find out what are the unknowns, I think that's a key takeaway points to learn from doing this question. Good luck with that. Let's go on to the next page. And this is page 15, the very last page of paper 2 for the Nanyang Primary School SA2 paper. Right. This is a distance traveling type of question, and whenever you come across a question like this, always draw a diagram, always draw a line diagram, and try to be as neat as possible. Right. I think that's very important. So here we start off with two towns, P and Q. Right. So that's P, and over here, that's Q. Okay, so P and Q. The distance between P and Q is 216 kilometers. Right? So that's 216 kilometers. At 7:10, Tim goes in that direction. Right? He leaves town P for town Q, going in this direction. At 8:30, so 8:30, Steve goes in that direction. Okay, Steve left town Q for town P. Right, both of them did not change their speed throughout their journey. The ratio of Tim's speed, okay, let's put it here, Tim speed to Steve speed, the ratio of Tim's speed to Steve's speed is 4:3. 4:3. Okay, Tim's speed to Steve's speed is 4:3. 4:3. When they meet each other, their distance from town P was twice the distance from town Q. Okay, so we divide this into 3. All right, and this here is the meeting point. That's, we call it M. That's the meeting point. All right, so here we have, this distance is equal to this distance is equal to this distance there. All right, okay. You want to find Tim's speed in kilometers per hour. So you want to find Tim's speed here. All right. Okay. So let's work this out. What can we do? I'm going to change my color, my pens again. All right. So here we have 216 divided into 3 portions. Let's work it out. 216 divided by 3, that's 72 kilometers, right? So that's 72 kilometers, 72 kilometers, 72 kilometers, right? This we can write as 100 times 2, 144 kilometers there. All right. Okay, so we got Tim traveling 144 kilometers, and we got Steve traveling to the left 72 kilometers. Right. Now, one thing we know is that speed is equal to distance over time. Okay, so if speed is distance over time, we have the distance here. We also have the distance here for Steve's speed, right? But we don't have the time. So all we need to do is to find out how long does Tim take to get to M, and how long does Steve take to get to M. Well, since we are more interested in Tim's speed, let's say that Tim took time t, right? That he took time t to go from P to M, the meeting point here, right? So what about Steve then? Well, let's look at the time. Tim started at 7:10. It doesn't matter if it's AM or PM. Let's think of it as AM. So he left town P at 7:10 AM in the morning, and here Steve left at 8:30. Right? So what's the difference here? Right? The difference here is that Steve left 80 minutes later. 1 hour to 8:10 is 60 minutes, plus another 20 minutes is 80 minutes. So the time that Steve actually spent traveling is T minus 80 minutes, because he was delayed by 80 minutes. Maybe he was still having his breakfast, or maybe he woke up late, right? So for that 80 minutes, he was just staying at home, still having his breakfast, right? And so the time there is T minus 80 minutes, right? Okay, so what then is Tim's speed? Well, distance over time. Distance, Tim traveled 144 over time t, right? This here is Tim's speed, right? What about Steve's speed? Steve's speed, again, distance over time. Distance is 72, because Steve only traveled 72 kilometers, over time, he took T minus 80. Okay, right? So here we have the two speed, and this two speed must be in a ratio of 4:30. Right? So how can we work this out? Right? Okay, so let's work this out by looking at. Okay, I think the easiest way to do this is by looking at the ratios. All right. So here we have a very classic example again, and I've spoken a lot about this in my videos when dealing with ratios, that this divided by this times this equals this. Okay, going anti-clockwise. All right. This divided by this times this equals this. Okay, so we're going to write that down. All right. So 3 divided by 4, right? 3 divided by 4 times this, times 144 over t, equals this, right? This divided by this times this equals this, right? Equals 72 over t minus 80, right? Okay, now, what I want to do here is, instead of using 80 minutes, right, I want to use, what's 80 minutes? 80 minutes is 80 divided by 60, right, is 1.33 hours, right? So I'm going to convert it because I want to find that out in terms of kilometers per hour. So the unit there is hour. I've got kilometers, that's 144 kilometers, 74 kilometers, that's correct, right? But I want my time to be in hours rather than minutes. AT currently is in minutes, right? So I'll change that into hours, right? So it's 1.80 minutes is 1.33 hours, right? So I'm just going to write this down again. 3 over 4 times 144 over t equals 72 over t minus 1.33 recurring, right? Changing the AT into minutes, right? Then my final answer will be in hours rather than minutes. Okay, all right. So now let's do some quick simplification here. 3 divided by 4 times 144. You can do a quick calculator here. 3 divided by 4 times 144 is equal to 108. Okay, so 108 over t is equal to 72 over t minus 1.33 recurring. Okay, all right. Let's bring this t up to the top here. So multiply top and bottom by t on both sides. So we get 108 equals 72t over t minus 1.33 recurring. Right? I'm taking really small steps because I don't want to make a careless mistake. Right? Multiply both sides by this bottom expression here. Right? So 108 t minus 1.33 equals 72t. Okay, I've just brought that brackets up here. Multiply top and bottom on both sides by that expression in brackets. 108t minus 108 times 1.3 recurring is 144. 144 equals 72t. Okay, bring the t's over to the left hand side. 108t minus 72t equals 144. Okay, 108 minus 72 is 36t. 36t equals 144. Therefore, t equals 144 divided by 36, which is 4 hours. Okay, remember we change everything to hours in this step here. Right? Change it to hours here in this step. So the answer is in hours. So t is 4 hours. T equals 4 hours up there. Right? Tim took 4 hours. So therefore, Tim's speed equals speed is distance over time. Here, Tim's speed is 144 divided by t. 144 divided by t, we know t is 4 hours. And 144 divided by 4 equals 36 kilometers per hour. Right? 144 is in kilometers. 4 is in hours. So kilometers per hours, the units are correct. All right, very important for you to work in the same units as what answer you are required to have. Okay, so the answer here is 36 kilometers per hour, and indeed that's correct. Now that's the end of paper 2 for Nanyang. Good luck, all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.